Let me take a look. It says my stream quality is good. That is a good thing, so I just gotta wait for it to go live on YouTube before I agree with its diagnosis. And I'm live on YouTube. Again, awesome. To everyone here, thank you a bunch. Sorry about yesterday. I could not make the stream happen. I was in bad shape. I was quite sick. So I needed to rest up and get it in today. And in the end, I didn't even do my Dark Dimension 3 run at all, so happy that. What do we got here? What's going on? Notifications everywhere. Howdy, welcome. Was expecting Dorito, but howdy to you. And sorry for not making the stream happen yesterday, guys. I was just too sick to stream and didn't even do my DD3 run. Are you upset with yourself or with me? Howdy, Dorito. Either way, whichever you want, I will say it for you. Alright, now I just gotta get myself connected, everything here real quick. Alright. That's not what I meant to click. There we go, mobile live dashboard, and it is together. Ah, it's okay. It's alright, you can say howdy. I know that in your heart, howdy just means Dorito, so. Thank you for coming on out. And yeah. You unlocked Captain Marvel yesterday, Sabretooth and Scarlet Witch today. Congratulations, all of those are great characters. And I think a lot of fun, and you're going to enjoy using them for sure. Is that working? Yeah, that's working. Just one last check to see if the stream health is good. Yeah, everything appears good on my end. So let's get into some stuff, shall we? I believe I said I was going to start off by recording a bit of a video, or at least the main content of the video today. And I think I will do that. I believe, at least, that is my plan. Let's take a look here. The video topic, just so you know, since you are here, is actually characters that you can invest resources in that you will never regret. So basically the characters with the longest lasting resource investment point. So I'm just going to kind of go through my roster and actually talk about just some characters and how good they hold their value. I'm not going to go over every single character, but kind of just the highlights of characters that you can invest in and they would never lose their value. At least that's the goal of this video. 53 Carnage shards. Awesome, congrats, that's pretty great. So I'm going to do this a little bit, guys, and then we're going to go into some Dark Dimension 3. I'm not going to go super long today because I'm still not 100%, but I'm a lot improved from yesterday. So I'm streaming, but also news in an hour after my stream ends, there will be a video going live on my channel, and you guys should go check it out. That's the one with Senraven and Mr. Free to Play, and I'm super excited about that. So hopefully you guys are going to enjoy that. Anyways, let me get into this video. Alright guys, so the characters that you can invest in that are going to hold their value the best from when you unlock them to the end of the game. I'm going to go through my roster and kind of just pick out characters, highlight them, and discuss why they are good characters that hold their value. Well, first off, at the top of my roster, you have Black Bolt. Black Bolt currently holds his value very well. He's good at late game arena, late game raids, and everything. He's amazing in blitz and one of the best Alliance War options. The issue is you're not likely to unlock him until pretty late in the game, but he does hold his value very well. I've never tried him on Ultima 6, but he's going to do his job there. And he's also cosmic, so works well with Thanos, and is very good for all the Dark Dimensions. So highly recommended on if you get a Black Bolt, invest your resources because he is worth it. Those resources will hold their value very well. Next we have Symbiote Spider-Man. Symbiote Spider-Man can be used in every single game mode from the very beginning of gameplay to the very end late game stuff. He is amazing in raids, he is amazing in blitz, he is part of an amazing Alliance War counter. In other words, he helps counter as Guardians, which is amazing. He does good work in some challenges, a lot of the campaigns. He also can be used in arena. There's basically no point where Symbiote Spider-Man is not very useful So he can hold his value from the very beginning to the very end. Again, he's also a top choice for Dark Dimension 3 and Dark Dimension 2, and obviously would be great for Dark Dimension 1 as well. Basically, will hold his value very well. Phoenix is a bit more of an interesting case. Phoenix early on is only used for Arena, and that's pretty much it. So there's not a huge value. Obviously, a very good Arena character. But, however, the thing is, she is now almost essential for Dark Dimension 3. Hey Strider, welcome. I'm actually live recording a bit of a video, so thank you for coming on by. Just going over the characters that hold their value the absolute best in the game. So Phoenix is kind of an in-between on that. And as you guys know, I'm recording this video live, so there's going to be a bit of chat here. So thank you everyone that comes out to the live streams. And yes, Symbiote Spider-Man does almost everything. The only thing is the villains campaign, that is true. But Phoenix, she holds value pretty well in Arena. She's not great for sustain, but she is almost essential for Dark Dimension 3, even if she's not as perfect for some of the other modes in between there. So she holds the resources for very late game stuff. Hela can be used for literally everything. There is not a single bit of content which she is not useful for, and therefore holds her value very well. Thanos, again, another character that holds his value incredibly well. He is used up to Ultimate 6, not overly used in Ultimate 7 unless you're using a Black Order team, but then is super useful in the Black Order teams, can be used for a lot of different things here and there, and is good for the Dark Dimensions. Not perfect for Dark Dimension 3, but still has some good use, so he does hold his value very well, and I would recommend investing resources in him. Shuri is the best Ultimate 7 healer, and therefore is a great choice for holding resources, can be used in many game modes for many different points. Again, another character that is great for being used, value for long-term resource spending. Rocket Raccoon, he's a bit interesting because up to a certain point he is on the best team in the game, but then after that he falls off instantly and drastically. Up until late Ultimate 6, he is essential. And he is amazing in Arena and Raids and Blitz and all of that, but then after Ultimate 6 you go to the Ultimate 7 and you get to that next step in Arena, he falls off huge. So he is a good character to build early, and he will get you a big jump, but might not be there at the end of the game. Okoye and M'Baku, most Wakandans, they have good value, but they are not the ones that are going to be used in late Ultimate 7 or anything like that. So their value is for long-term investment, roughly Ultimate 7 Alliance War type at this point, other than Shuri, Black Panther, and Killmonger. Captain Marvel is a very, very good character, is also good in all the Dark Dimensions. Her biggest value late game is in Alliance War defense and some good Blitz teams. She can be used in Dark Dimension 3 and can be used in Ultimate 7, but isn't the top choice. However, she's just such a good character that the use of resources in her is never something to regret. Mr. Sinister, amazing character. He has more and more uses the further you go on in the game. Huge character, definitely worth all the resources, can be used in every single game mode. Black Panther, he can be very useful or less useful. He's a very good character, and his resources are definitely not a waste because he always can fit on a Wakandan team, he can always fit on a Brawlers team, but maybe there are other characters that can go ahead of him on the long-term longevity. Ultron, he is actually a pretty great character. He is definitely worth everything you spend in him. The only thing is he's not very good in Dark Dimension 3, so you don't necessarily need to bring him to tier 14 for that. But he could if you bring him to tier 14 for other game modes, it can still be worth it. Carnage is actually a character that is more long-term value now than he has ever had before. Not only is he used to unlock a legendary character, he is one of the best Dark Dimension 3 characters. It can be used in all sorts of raid combinations. Overall, he is just an incredible character. Really fun in PvP, actually, one of the more underrated characters there. Can be in some surprising arena combinations, and again, is absolutely essential for a good Asgardian counter in war. Killmonger has a couple of different teams you can put him on, and is just a really good character overall, and the ability to heal himself with every attack he does really makes him hold value well. A big Killmonger can be very devastating and very deadly, and definitely holds some resources to a very good degree. Loki is on the Asgardians team, and all Asgardians hold their value pretty great. especially just because of Alliance War defense. He can also be used in raids and is kind of a sneaky choice for some Dark Dimension gameplay. He holds his resources pretty well, however stats, unless to get to a certain point where he doesn't have a huge health pool, so he'll die pretty quick, but his kit is just so good that he can be worth the investment. Star-Lord is in a similar boat to Rocket Raccoon, which gets him to a very late point in the game. He is essential almost for Dark Dimension 2, not a great choice for Dark Dimension 3, essential for Ultima 6, not a great choice for Ultima 7, not really used for anything like in Arena, so that's kind of the cap of his value. Thor's cap really is, actually he's very good in speedruns for some Dark Dimensions. He's very good in raids with the Asgardians and war defense with the Asgardians. You're unlikely to see him much else in much other places, but he can be a very good character and holds his resources pretty well. Groot is literally on the same boat as Rocket and Star-Lord, but a touch more Ultima 7 gameplay. So ironically, Groot may actually be the one that holds the resources the most out of the Guardians of the Galaxy. Cyclops, he's really on the one offense team. He does hold his value pretty well because the way that he works in war offense and sometimes arena offense in specific teams. So he can be a good choice, but that is mainly for just blowing up singular teams, and you're not really going to be using him outside of those two game modes. And maybe occasional nuke teams for Ultima 7 and things like that. And then we got Agent Coulson here. Also, thank you there, Billy Stinkert, for the follow. And love to you guys as well. Coulson, he is mainly used for Alliance War defense, and your valuation on him and whether he holds his value terribly well is literally tied into that fact there. Also, thank you Speeding Vehicle for the follow, and thank you Strider for the follow. Wow, guys, that's awesome. Thank you for all those follows back to back. That is pretty great. Getting me really close to that 50 follower mark, which will be huge, which I'm going to be doing a bit of a special stream for you guys when I get to that. So thanks a million. Ebony Ma, brand unfollowed because it doesn't update on the top. What? Terribly sorry. Okay, if you want to unfollow, it's up to you, but if you do choose to follow and stay followed, thank you for that. If it's a Streamlabs issue, I'm not entirely sure how to fix that right away, but thank you again for any support and even watching these streams. Ebony Maw, his value is held pretty well. Again, he's a pretty new character, so it's hard to say how he does in early stuff, but he's pretty important, can be pretty helpful in late game content in various game modes. Sif is one of the best skill cosmic characters and is definitely holds value because she may be a choice that you bring into Dark Dimension 3 and is part of the Asgardians. Invisible Woman, how well does she hold her value? Invisible Woman, how well does she hold her value? It really depends on this. She can be used in Ultima 7 and she can be used in some arena teams, especially arena defense. So yeah, she holds her value pretty well, but up until that point, she doesn't do a whole lot other than war offense. I love Captain Marvel and Miss Marvel, and Captain Marvel uses her ult turn 1, Miss Marvel assists, and then mini AoE comes in from Captain Marvel. It's 100% hit KO for me in Blitz. Yeah, Captain Marvel is awesome, especially with Miss Marvel. Also a fun team to play with is Loki and Captain Marvel for the defense down before she does that ult. Heimdall is in the same boat as the other Asgardians. Pretty good value holding. Pretty good ability to hold the value, basically. Winter Soldier, not much value late game, unfortunately. And not really a whole lot of value early game, unfortunately, anymore either. Alright, we got Vulture here. Vulture's actually has a bit more value than most of Sinister Six. Really, Vulture and Green Goblin are the ones that hold the most value, but you can get by without really investing much in any of your Sinister Six members other than to recruit the legendaries. Miles is pretty good and holds the value because he fits well with the Symbiote Spider-Verse team, and not much outside of that. Wolverine, not a great character on his own, but fits well with the fits well with the X-Men team, and that is a good value. Winter Soldier got that TV show coming out on Disney Plus eventually, maybe a rework in the pipeline. I would love that. I'm a huge Winter Soldier fan, and it would be a great reason to give a rework. One better reasons than we've gotten other reworks for. That was Vault, and then Spidey second, and Punisher Vault. Oh, congrats, they're epic. Sounds like you're having fun with that team. Miss Marvel is the gift that keeps on giving, and no one was super excited about her when she was announced, and a lot of people were confused by her kit, but she's given us like an extra valuable and usable team for a long time that keeps getting new members, kind of a little in-between house for a lot of characters, and I really like that. So there you always have some value out of a Miss Marvel. She will not be the most elite character at any point. The biggest use for her is the fact that she is on the best series of teams that actually can 3-star heroes 7-1 through 7-3 with the least amount of resources. Minerva definitely holds anything you put into her, unless you're thinking about putting any T4 abilities into her. She doesn't really have any T4 abilities that are worth it, but overall, pretty great character and can hold the value pretty great. Kree Noble, no, not really. Not much value hold. Nick Fury, most of the value holding is because he is a great Alliance War defense option. He is pretty good up until Ultimate 6 for a lot of game modes, and then really just falls off and you're only going to see him on War defense. Scientist Supreme, she holds her value pretty well, but is not essential. You can use her late into Ultimate 7 and in all of the Dark Dimensions, but might not be the best choice for any of those. She is a good character with better options nowadays that didn't exist before, but can definitely be used late, so if you choose to invest those resources, you can definitely use them. Scarlet Witch is part of the Supernatural team, and the Supernatural team holds value pretty well because of the fact... Yeah, that's a 7 Red Star Kree Noble. It's not the best, but Supernatural holds their value pretty well because they can counter a ton of different teams because they have a very unique kit. Is there a good team for Captain Marvel? Yeah, there's tons of good teams for Captain Marvel. It really depends on what you're wanting to use her for, like which game mode, and what you have your other characters on. But Captain Marvel fits on so many teams well. Actually, that's one of the last things Winter Soldier has good value for. You can put Winter Soldier on defense with the Captain Marvel, and because he's military, you get Captain Marvel the extra charge, and she's so good on war defense that you can toss her with like a military team like Winter Soldier and some other scrubs and get a couple of good defensive victories. Proxima Midnight, part of the Black Order, a lot of people are bringing her to Dark Dimension 3, and I'm going to try that, so I think that's a pretty good hold for value. Strange, another great character on Supernatural, can hold value very well. Falcon holds value pretty well and is about to get even better with the release of Ironheart, so resources are good into him. Drax, not so much. That's the thing about Captain Marvel there, Strider. She doesn't exactly have a true home team. She has like 5-6 home teams that she works really well on. She is very good on hero brawlers. She can make Kree teams very good. She can be used in a lot of different Ultimate 7 combinations. She's a bit of a nomad, but as a standalone character, she's so good that she works on a ton of teams. I personally, for Blitz at least, like to use her with hero brawlers. So I would use Miss Marvel, Captain Marvel, America Chavez, Deadpool, and Gamora, because those are the brawlers that don't have other places to be right now. But on defense, I do have her with Winter Soldier and some other scrubs. I don't remember which ones they were. Drax, his value falls off pretty sharp, but he's always close to being really important because of he's the only one that starts with the taunt. I do have Cull. I have a full Black Order team now. Yo-Yo holds her value incredibly well, can be used in pretty much every game mode till the very end of the game. Huge recommendation on her. Toad is important for Alliance War offense and Blitz. That's pretty much it. Thank you there, Strider. I'm really enjoying them. They're very fun to use. I will try and do a bit of Blitz gameplay, literally until I get one animation, and that animation is the most incredible animation you will ever see. It's alright. You'll get them eventually, bud. Green Goblin, one of the better Sinister Six members, but not huge long-term use at this point in time. Yondu, no, he does not hold his value particularly well anymore. Magneto is used just to counter certain defenses and can be used in arena, so holds his resources pretty well. Mystique, She's essential for Marauders, and I think that's going to mean a lot more going forward than it does right now. Cull Obsidian, Black Order. Yes, the Thanos snap. It is a beautiful animation that I'm going to be showing today somehow. Cull Obsidian, Black Order, great team, good character. Can be very, very deadly and devastating. We got Mantis here. Tons of healing, but better characters other than for some of the Greek raids. War Machine Power Armor, good use there. Cable, can't really give you much of an answer on Cable until we see more about the X-Force, but up until now is not really worth much investment. Shield Assault, again, really only for war defense at late game. Shield Security and Shield Medic, same goes with them. Mordo is part of the Supernatural team, so does hold value. Deadpool, Hero Brawlers or X-Force, he can be pretty decent, but is not an essential character. Spider-Man is the worst in the Symbiote Spider-Verse, but holds some value because he can fall down to the Hero Brawlers, and that's pretty good. Storm is currently a little homeless and doesn't really have much of a use, so the resources aren't going to hold you that long. Elsa Bloodstone and Ghost Rider, both in the same boat. They're part of the Supernatural team, therefore they hold their value with that team very well. Venom with the Symbiote Spider-Verse, that's obviously a good value hold. We got Corvus Glaive up in here, Black Order, and he works really well with Proxima Midnight. If you don't have Black Order, you don't have Proxima Midnight, he's a good character, not an essential character. But if you get those, definitely build him up. Gamora, the only real use for her is with the Hero Brawlers team, so not super essential. Rescue only has use in Alliance War offense. She is pretty garbage everywhere else. Captain America currently doesn't hold his value incredibly well. Good character, good kit, nowhere to use him. Crystal with the Inhumans, very useful, and is essential for some late challenges. Spidey needs a rework or a better kit. I only use him for the defense down and stun, otherwise he's kind of useless for me. To be fair, defense down and stun is pretty good. Juggernaut, one of the best tanks in the game, can definitely be used even late in game. Shield Trooper, really not a lot of use for Shield Trooper. I would recommend kind of leaving him behind as well as Shield Operative when possible. Kree Oracle, not a lot of late game use. Human Torch, really only for arena offense, and if you get a really massive one, he can be good in arena, but it has to be huge. Ronin, not a lot of late game use. You got a 7 red and gold star Deadpool. Congrats, that's pretty awesome there, Strider. That's going to hit hard, especially with this new X-Force team, so you must be excited. Quake, actually pretty good in early game, and now even pretty good in late game with the Inhumans team. Ant-Man, not a lot of late game value, but come on, it's Ant-Man, he's fun. But no, definitely could be better. Hydra Scientist is essential with a Hydra Red Skull on war defense. If you don't have Red Skull, don't worry about him. AIM Security fits pretty well on an AIM team. He's needed for certain teams and is needed for Aimtron to be an Asgardian counter. So if you have Scientist Supreme and an Ultron, then it's kind of getting worth it. Otherwise, you can go without. Sabretooth, Marauders, again, going to be more useful going forward. I do wish Spider-Man could do a little more. Yeah, true. Yellow Jacket will come eventually, unless they decide to never release a 90% finished character. So, but for now, we don't really know much. Vision is the guy that bounces between team to team to team. He doesn't really have a home, but he is a good character, so you can always find something for him to do. Wasp, we'll find out more in the future when Yellow Jacket comes, I guess, but not the best character. America Chavez, she makes the Hero Brawlers a lot better. Other than that, you're not really going to use her. Punisher does not hold value very well. Kree Royal Guard does not hold value very well. Iron Man is the worst power armor member, which is ironic because he's a legendary, but they're going to be more useful going forward. But yeah, Daredevil does not hold his value incredibly well either. Again, a Hero Brawler plus Defenders. So there's a bit of that. Black Widow, right now she doesn't have a lot, but come November, I believe that's going to be very different. So I would definitely suggest that she would have some good value late game. Not positive, of course. Pyro is amazing character, works really well with the Brotherhood, of course. How do you feel about Symbiote Groot coming to the game? Interested. I think there's more people in front of him. 7-star twin. in. Yeah, I got a lot of 7-star characters. Not a lot of 7. I thought it was 7 red for a second. Pyro, amazing character, works really well with Brotherhood. He holds his value pretty well for the purpose of just offense and blowing things up. Hydra Rifle Trooper, only if you have Red Skull. Karnak, you need to get him up so you can actually unlock Ebony Maw. And pretty good character with Black Bolt too, and he fits well with an Inhumans team that has Black Widow instead of Black Bolt. So, he holds his value pretty well, actually. Kree Cyborg, not so much. Kingpin, not so much. A Monstrosity, really, to a degree, yes. But eventually you want to replace him even with Ultron, so to a degree. Symbiote God in the comics? Do you mean God or Groot there, Strider? AIM Assaulter is one of the better options for AIM, so he holds his value a bit better than AIM Monstrosity because he actually stays on AIMtron. No God. Oh, okay, no, I did not know that, actually. That's kind of a terrifying concept. Charger? Which one? Alright. No, that's fascinating. I will look into that, though, Strider. Symbiote Miles? Yeah, that'd be kind of cool. Red Skull holds his value only for war defense. So if you highly value a war defense team, then go for it. Otherwise, get him to the ability to be at 120k with his whole team, so you can blaze through villain 7-1 through 7-3, and then you can ignore them. We got Colossus, one of the better tanks, and can actually be used in Dark Dimension 3, so he does hold his value well. Hydra Armor Guard, only if you're building up Red Skull. Night Nurse, no. But she is getting reworked, so maybe? The Thing, again, only really war offense, and can be a hero brawler otherwise, so he holds his value a bit better than some of the other Fantastic Four members, if you're not going to build them all up. Mr. Fantastic, depends on how much you value your Alliance War offense, but other than that, not much value. He has a major event in that. Yeah, that's pretty awesome. I'm curious about that, Strider. I'll definitely look into it. We got Blob here. He is huge for taking down Fury Coulson teams. He is also apparently going to be helpful for mercenary teams, but I haven't seen it be too successful yet. JJ, not a whole lot of held value. Psylocke is on the best X-Men teams at this moment. Rhino can be used as an early Brotherhood counter and then just fits in Sinister Six. Not a huge amount of late game value. Korath has an increasing amount of use nowadays, but I'd still say not the most essential late game character. But if you have good red stars and you want to look at some of his more specific uses, he can be worth it. Luke Cage, not a lot of held value. Strife with the Marauders, which I think is going to mean a lot more coming soon. Crossbones, not a lot of late game value. Graviton, pretty decent late game with specific counters and specific teams. We got Nobu, no late game value at this moment in time. Kree Reaper, no late game value. Elektra, no late game value. Hydra Sniper, again, only for war defense. Mysterio, no late game value. Hulk, we'll see if anything changes, but right now he's a good character, not really much late game value. Iron Fist, no late game value. Shocker, no late game value. Taskmaster, only for war defense. He is huge for taking down Fury teams and just huge. Yes, Blob is huge in general. Mercenary Riot Guard for war defense can be very good with Taskmaster. Hand Sentry, one of the better minions, but overall, you're not going to have a bajillion uses for him late game anymore. Bullseye, you can use him on war defense with the mercenaries, but he's not even essential for that. So it's, yeah, there's a lot of that. Bow Bow, I will gladly answer your question in as much detail as I can right when I just finish this little bit here, okay? I will give you pros and cons of a lot of teams before I get into my Dark Dimension 3. And Hawkeye, not a lot of late game value at the moment, maybe going to be changed. Namor, only for Fantastic Four on war offense. So it's a very small piece, but so not recommended for early game, but literally for war offense late game, he does have uses. Hand Assassin, only to unlock Phoenix. Mercenary Lieutenant for war defense with Taskmaster. Ultimus, honestly, he was getting better up until the Red Star rework, and now you need to beat Dark Dimension 3 twice for him to actually have any value, because he doesn't hit very hard with no red stars. So it takes too much resources for it to really be good. So don't worry about it until you're really late game. Hand Sorceress, No. Mercenary Soldier, no. Nebula, no. Mercenary Sniper, not really. You can use him on war defense, though. Ravager Boomer, Ravager Stitcher, Aim Infector, Shield Operative is the only one of those that actually has any value at this point, but not a lot there. Even Hand Blade Master, Aim Researcher, Hand Archer, Hydra Grenadier, Ravager Bruiser, no. None of those hold any late game value. Ironheart, she's going to be really important for specific teams, especially on war offense. Okay, team recommendations for beginners. Now, a lot of people are going to tell you some things that I disagree with. A lot of people say, go defenders, go defenders, go defenders. Don't go defenders. There are better teams than the defenders at everything. There are teams that do everything better than the defenders, and they hold their value so much more. You can only get your defenders to go so far, and to get as far as the defenders can go, you can get other teams that are a lot smaller that go further. So if you have only defenders, that is a good option. Right now, if you are lucky enough to have Symbiote Spider-Man, a team that is actually a decent team that you can use as a beginner would be the Symbiote Spider-Verse. It's a bit of a weird combination, but if you can get Symbiote Spider-Man and the other Spider characters, mainly Carnage, Venom, Symbiote Spider-Man, Spider-Man, and Miles, you can actually do really well with that until super late game. But that's all dependent on if you can get Symbiote Spider-Man. If you can't, that's a bit of an issue. So something you can do is start off by going for Sinister Six. Sinister Six is not a particularly great team, but they get you the value of giving you 2 legendary characters. And those legendary characters can get you very good late game value, such as those are Shuri and Invisible Woman. Shuri is the best late game healer, and Invisible Woman can be used in Ultimate 7 and can be used in war defense and war offense up until, well, where I am now. You will still see her. The one I personally push for is something with Guardians. The ideal combination does involve farming to get a legendary, which is Star-Lord. Once you've gotten Star-Lord, you can get to Ultimate 6 late game very well and get through Dark Dimension 2 to unlock Ultron. The characters that you most need for that are going to be Star-Lord, Rocket, Thanos, Groot, and the difficult thing is Minerva, which you're going to need some RNG for. That is the full team that you want finalized, but building to unlock Star-Lord, which takes 5 Guardians or Ravagers at 5 stars, is a huge step because he makes that team go for a very long time, and you can get a lot of value out of them for a long time, and it will eventually end up with you getting Ultron. Ultron is a huge step forward for Ultimate 7, for Arena, for everything that you do in the game for a long time. So I would say that is a very good route to go. There are other routes, like some people are saying, try and get as many Asgardians as you can. If you can get all the Asgardians somehow early on, they obviously will be good until the very end of the game. You can even try what Tana has been suggesting, to try and go for a full AIM team. AIM is a pretty good team, and you can use them late in the game as well. But the point is to try and find a team and a combination which you can use for as long as possible for as many things as possible. You can also do something a little more unique, and that is something with Captain Marvel. Captain Marvel is such a good character that she can help carry you for a long, long time in the game. So there is that will definitely help. If you get a big you can work on your Captain Marvel, and she alone can help you with a lot of things. But again, it really depends on what you have and you're able to be fortunate enough to get. There's a lot of moving parts and a lot of things to consider. But I would say don't go defenders and try and find a bit of synergy, but you can have a bit of personality in it. You can use a lot of different teams for a very long time. It's just a matter of what you get. You could even go try and get like a bunch of characters that are really good on their own, that have some good self-sustain, and then throw them together. If you somehow have a Captain Marvel, a Killmonger, a Symbiote Spider-Man type team, Mr. Sinister, that's not a very early character, and a couple of Asgardians, you can even go with something like that. There is a lot of ways you can go. But I would still warn against going the full defender route. If you do have any other specific questions, I'd be glad to answer those and hope that helps. You attempted Ultimus 6 today, not doing that again for a while. That would have been a pretty early jump up to Ultimus 6, but congrats on the progress you made so far. Are they trying to make us spend all the gold to get Captain Marvel now in Milestone, then roll out Symbiote Spider-Man so we're forced to buy gold? I can't say this for sure, but I will say yes. I'm going to say about as certain of a yes as you can get for that. You hate your luck. I opened a premium orb and got Wolverine. Sorry to hear that. What do I have here? Got a contact request. I will gladly accept that. Sorry I was recording so much stuff there to start off, and thank you guys for letting me do that and hanging out with me. You're welcome. I am glad to help. It is entirely why I'm here. So thank you guys for hanging with me while I gave that whole rant on my roster. It's going to be used for a video when I can put it all together in a logical, coherent fashion. It's not fun being down a... By the way, guys, if anyone's looking for an alliance and thinks they could be in my alliance, we are down a member, so let me know, and perhaps we can get you in my alliance, because we're losing keys fast. Alright guys, some Dark Dimension 3 gameplay, which is technically the title of the stream, coming up. Here we go. Alright. Soon, guys, I will be able to not have Ultron on this team, as he's not the best for this. I've got 2 characters, 1 gear piece away. I've got Proxima Midnight, just a few damage catalysts, and I've got Symbiote Spider-Man, who is like 10 mini uniques away, so really excited for those 2 to come in. I really excited to get my tier 14 Symbiote Spider-Man and eventually up to 6 stars. He's going to be incredible, guys. Super excited. You want to join my alliance with your 140k and would die in one hit in the raid? Yeah, if you're not overly comfortable running Ultimus 6, I'm not sure you'll have much fun in my alliance right now. Sorry about that. Alright guys, so here's the goal. The goal is to actually kill some people today. My actual more realistic goal, actually that's a realistic goal, I can kill Drax. My other realistic goal is I want to be able to get off my special, and my super goal is get off my ultimate with Dark Phoenix. Alright guys, goal number 1 achieved. Got someone killed too. So that's that. Let me put this special here and disrupt that shield security because he's annoying. I'm going to summon here, which should be very helpful. What do I want to do here? I have no idea if I want to do that right now or not. There's not really a great person to clone. So I'm going to heal. Bit of healing. The Black Bolt special did nothing. Bye, Phoenix. I mean, yeah, admittedly, being an alliance that is much above your power level will help you grow. I'm not making any progress, and there's a defense down on security here, so I'm going to try and take him out at least. Yeah. Now I'm going to be focusing more on Miss Marvel, so there's not the double taunt. Admittedly, if you can join an alliance doing late game Ultimus 7, and they're fine with you not doing anything, that will technically grow you really fast in some ways, but you're going to be missing out on a lot of resources you need for where you are. So a bit of pros and cons in that regard, but technically you're going to get some more late game resources. It doesn't mean it's the best thing to do, because admittedly you're not going to be making a lot of progress. A symbiote Captain America. Again, I think there are people ahead of him in line, but I love me some Captain America, so I'm always okay with that. What do we got? How did we do today, guys? 2.59 million damage. At this rate, I'll be done with this in about 35 years. I think we're doing pretty good. Alright, so if anyone's out there that wants to do some PvP, let me know and I'll be glad to do some PvP. Either real battles or any specific matchups you guys want to test, I'd be glad to do that as well. Just give me a quick heads up. And I cannot control myself from clicking these red dots. It is an issue. Venomverse, that's the one you said for the other comic series, right? Or the other character. So perhaps I should look into that one a little more. I mean, Venomverse is actually what they should have called the Sony Spider-Man universe. They were separate. But did you guys hear what Sony's calling their like Marvel movie universe? Because it's pretty bad. Ooh, was that enough for this? Oh dear, did you hear it, Strider? If you didn't, I'm sure you're gonna look it up. But yeah, guys, give me your guesses. What do you think they decided to call that? No, you haven't. Your first time hearing? Alright, guys, I want to make sure I get this perfectly right. Guys, I'm gonna get a tier 14 Proxima Midnight. I am ready for a tier 14 Proxima Midnight. Super ecstatic. Alright, I'm going to look it up just to make sure I say it word for word right. Because, you know, when you come up with this quality gold Marvel movie universe name, it's pretty bad. So it is, if you shorten it, it is SPUMC. It's the best I've got. SPUMC. Alright, I'm going to tell you SPUMC. Give me a guess what you think SPUMC stands for. And I will let you know if you guys are right. First one to get it right gets to celebrate the fact that they're the first one to get it right. I think that's a great reward. It's a great reward when you're broke and can't offer anything else. I'm actually gonna... Ooh, yes, Elsa Bloodstone. That's some good drops right there. Spider-Punk under my car. I mean, not too bad, not too bad. Strider, do you have a guess? I'm very curious if you have a guess. No, okay. You ready, guys? It just rolls off the tongue. Sony Pictures universe of Marvel characters. How does that sound, guys? You got the MCU, you got the DCEU, then you got the SPUMC, Spunk. You know, good old... Yeah, what? Yeah, Sony Pictures universe of Marvel characters. They made a whole press release to talk about this. We're like, guys, we finally got it. You know, we all thought it was just the Spider-Verse. Sony Pictures universe of Marvel characters. Yep. Why? Sounds like something Fox would have come up with. I don't know. Fox and Sony have definitely had their share of super great ideas with Marvel content. Yeah, that is awful. Like, they come up with Into the Spider-Verse, which is an absolute success no matter who you ask. They did Venom, which a lot of people liked. I think it was an enjoyable movie, not necessarily a good movie. They did the Amazing Spider-Man series, which is horrendous. Well, not horrendous, not great. Let's go with that. But then now they're like giving some movies that people are kind of fascinated with. Like, oh look, I can kind of see this being like the Spider-Verse type thing, and people are excited. And then they come up with that name, and the name is so bad, people are actually losing interest in their future movies. How can you come up with a name so bad for like a collection of movies that people don't even care about the individual movies anymore? Just tragic. Wants to make a Madam Web movie? Did not know that. I know that they had announced a couple of movies, and I'm like, that's going to be awesome. I really want to see that. And then they're just like, no. That one's actually a good idea. We're canceling that. I mean, who didn't want to see a Silver and Black movie? I know I wanted to see Silver and Black. Maybe I'm the only one. But we'll never get to see that now. Alright guys, you ready to see this? Proxima Midnight solo. How good is a solo Proxima Midnight on Dark Dimension 3? I'm expecting to do nothing. I think I'm going to do 20k damage, maybe? Yeah, Silver Sable. It was going to be Silver Sable and Black Cat. Silver and black. And then there's like, nah, let's just not do that movie. We're going to just try and steal the actual Spider-Man back from the MCU and make everyone really angry. That's our plan. Alright, let's do this. Alright guys. How much damage can a solo Proxima Midnight do? 25k. Not too bad. Oh, and she survived a hit. Wow. I think that was a success. Well, I had no other use there, but I'm definitely going to be... I think going forward I might be dropping the 50 cores a day to revive Phoenix. I know. I thought she was going to do it. She was the game changer, guys. Namor is back at Marvel now. Everyone is... Marvel just owns things. I don't even know what they own anymore. And apparently they don't actually know all the characters that they own. They have been like discussing like, we're not entirely sure how the licensing works for this character, but we'd be fascinated on looking at something with him. With a few different people. So, okay, we're not at a very high tier with this here, but I'm going to try and get us some snapping action. Yeah, almost all Marvel characters were tied up in some red tape for a long time. Let alone, what was it, Howard the Duck? That caused so many issues. That one was like one of the most legal nightmares they could possibly have put together. And not just because it was a legally atrocious movie. Loki is decent cheap to get in DD3. Does that T14 on him contribute much on war defense overall? Yeah. Especially now, with the summons. His summons are going to get so much stronger. He does a ton of damage. Like those summons can do a ton of damage. It'll just be harder to kill. When you drop him below 50% health, he's going to be further away from death. So that's going to make it to the point where you're not as likely to just finish him off, and he's going to heal back up. Basically, yeah, it can be pretty good. He is not the greatest Dark Dimension 3 choice, but using their characters to kill themselves every few days, it's pretty nice. It's a nice little nuke. I used him for Dark Dimension 2 for my first run, so he's nice. You're not that... I wasn't meaning that. I was meaning the tier there. Like normally I would want to be showing this off on 8.3, but I'm like on tier 3 of Blitz. And the issue is my Black Order can punch through this a little too fast. As I am showing now. Let me go here. So I'm not going to be able to show off my snap if everyone on the other team dies before I can do anything. Yeah. So, no snap if everyone's dead, basically, is what I'm saying. Get a quick drink here, so let me think what can I do? I mean, I can try and get myself to a higher tier and then use a refresh there. Admittedly, I'm always like out of refreshes on this team because I enjoy using them. Yeah, it's all Proxima Midnight's fault. She's killing too many people, guys. I don't have an absolute ton of time, but I can try and squeeze up a couple of gear tiers, blitz tiers. Where does my fun team start? I'd say 14. 14's a good place to go. And this one's going to win fast. So I'm literally not even paying attention to the actual blitz because I don't really care about the orb blitz that much. I'd rather do the red stars, but I can't use my Black Order on the red star blitz because Corvus Glaive is not ready. Is there an energy refill at 3 a.m. in the game? Who's 3 a.m.? Maybe? Let me think. my energy refills. When does my energy refill? 10. I get an energy refill. No, that's the store refresh. Well, I have no idea, Strider. I have no recollection of when my energy refills are. But that sounds roughly right. Alright, now that'll blow through them pretty quick. Very good. Now Blob just belly flops some people and it's all over. Perfect. Apparently the life goal of my stream now is to just show Thanos snapping. Because apparently snapping your fingers is something really complicated. Go with that one. That one seems reasonable. Also, just want to say thank you all for coming by the stream today. It's pretty awesome having you guys here. Yesterday couldn't make the stream happen because I was really sick. So getting back to a stream and having a bunch of people here hanging out, it's always fun. It's nice hanging with you guys. And starting tomorrow, my stream is back at my place. So hopefully a little bit more reliable internet. Yeah. And I guess more open time frames. Not positive on that one. But then again, I say that, but so tomorrow is June 2nd, then the next day, I literally have no idea when my stream is going to be. I just know it's going to happen. So sorry about that. On Wednesday, my stream is at some time for a period of time. It's my birthday, so I'm going out for lunch. And when I get back for lunch, I'm at my place with basically not much to do up until dinner time. So depending on when I get back from lunch, I'll be streaming for however long I've got until I gotta get ready for dinner. Because I'm not doing a lot of work on that day, just to celebrate a bit, relax, take a day off, you know. Also, major note, guys, in about an hour and 12 minutes, video is going up on my YouTube channel. You guys should definitely check it out. It is featuring Senraven and Mr. Free to Play MSF, and I'm super excited about it. And I think you guys are really going to like that. It's talking all about Alliance War defenses in the game. Basically, what we all think about it from our different points of views. I'm kind of hosting the conversation a little more than giving full feedback on my own. I am giving some feedback here and there, but it's really Senraven and Mr. Free to Play kind of giving their points of view from different areas in the game. As you may figure out, Mr. Free to Play MSF is a completely free to play player, and Senraven not the case. He is definitely a spender and spends quite a bit on the game. So kind of being able to discuss different topics from those very different point of views to kind of see how things really affect the community and see things from different point of views is always a pretty exciting idea. And I'm really excited to be able to make this happen. And it's going to be a weekly series, and this one's the first episode. So a couple of little things we're going to try and make even better in the future, but I'm quite happy with this one. So definitely should go check it out, guys. Go with my power armor here. Make sure everything's going fine on my end, because my phone just completely started shining a bunch of really weird colors. All right. All right. So for my power armor, this is the character I use as my 5th right now. I use Vulture instead of Vision. A lot of people get confused by that. Reason is, I don't like the way Vision fits with this team, and I like the double speed bar manipulation team. You wish America Chavez wasn't the character this month? Well, America Chavez was released a year ago this month for a special thing that is this month. You may know what this month is, you may not. but she was released for that, so it makes a lot of sense that she would be the calendar character. And honestly, she's a pretty good character in the game. I don't know her outside of the game very much. The correct answer is it's Pride Month, and she is a representation of that. That sounded really weird, but yeah, that's why she's the character for this month. You do not... Okay, yeah, Pride Month. Which guild character will you bring into DD3 if your life depends on it based on my roster? Well, I just brought Proxima Midnight there. The may not be the single greatest choice, but a lot of people were doing it, so I thought I'd give it a go. It was down to Proxima Midnight, Corvus Glaive, or Sif. But I'm going to say Sif, Proxima Midnight are the best two. Have I used my BO against Mercs in war? No, my Black Order is on defense. However, I've seen a lot of stuff about it, and it works pretty dang well. So I'd say that's a good choice if you're going to use it on that. Not a lot of people know how to fight it too, so... What I've been doing against mercenaries, my particular power armor team can punch down against those mercenaries about 50k power punch down very, very well. I just can't do it in security. If I'm in security, everything falls apart because they will kill too many characters right away. If I'm not in security and my team survives enough, my Vulture will rewind their turn meter enough that my Falcon will do an offense up alt while they have all of their buffs. And that is normally enough to finish the job for me. So that's at least what I try to do at this point. Okay, now get their Minerva. Because who doesn't want another team's Minerva? Now I have two really good healing characters. Now I'm gonna finish that. Goodbye, Minerva. Now I'm the only one that can revive. Go create Cyborg first, I suppose. Just a lower health pool so they'll die quicker. Strife, who does actually a really good amount of damage for a tank, and a pretty unique kit. Alright. And there you can see how good of a healer Mr. Sinister can be. Yeah, feel free. I hope you like it. It takes a bit to get used to. But again, Vision is not built to be on the power armor right now. Or power armor is not built to work with Vision. Because Vision strips all the enemy buffs right before Falcon uses his ultimate. Which makes no sense because Falcon gets more damage per positive effect on the other team. So stripping them right before you ult to capitalize on that, it just doesn't feel right. So that's why I use my Vision instead, or my Vulture instead. So I'm going to try and get this Blitz tier up as quickly as I can to try and get a snap with my Thanos on the Black Order team, and then finish off with a bit of story time, unless someone's wanting to do some PvP really quick, which you can just let me know and I'll be glad to do that. But yeah, that's kind of what's going on for the rest of this stream. Again, thanks a million for coming by. It's been a fun day for me. I'm sorry I don't seem as animated, and I don't know if my voice is as strong. It's just I was pretty bad yesterday, so hoping I'm coming across pretty good, but it's not as easy when you're sick the day before. All right. I'm on Twitch and YouTube right now. Yep. I am on Twitch and YouTube every day, actually. Time? Usually. Wednesday, it'll be some point during the day. I wish I